Hello everyone and welcome. I was wanting to talk to you about a UFC fight I saw last weekend. So this is about a Nigerian fighter. I don't even know if it's okay to say his name, but I'm going to. Francis Ngannou. And it was one of the more awesome things I ever seen, because nobody expected this man to be who he was in that fight, right? Because people were so stuck on his already awesome power. So his opponent, Gans, French guy, him and his team used to train together. Both of those Ngannou and Gans used to train together. So they thought they had them all figured out, right? And this is no disrespect, because Gans is for a big guy, he can move, man. That is scary. So Gans in his training camp, prepare for the Francis Ngannou that they knew, right? And nobody, Francis Ngannou is known as a striker, and that's it. He wasn't known for his grappling. So when they separated camps, and Ngannou, had been behind the scenes, they can't see what he's doing anymore, right? He's separated to elevate. Or when he separated, he elevated. I'm not sure if he separated to elevate, whatever order it went in, it worked for him, okay? He won the hell out of that fight. So Gans, he was able to pick him apart in striking, but what he didn't expect was for Francis Ngannou to hit the ground with him. He didn't expect him to do any takedowns. He didn't expect him to grapple at all. It was extremely shocking to see a man who has so much power in his hands and his strikes. It's just deadly power. Like he could take a grown man off the census if he wanted to. Tell you that much right now. So they were counting on this Francis Ngannou to try to stand and trade with him, and Gans he was just too slick for him on the stand-up, and he knew who he was facing, and he thought he was just gonna stick to the same thing that he's been doing. This is why it's good to work on yourself and switch up. When you focus on yourself and you're not focused on training for another fighter, and I said this in another video, do not train for the wrong fighter, and they definitely did that. So he won by unanimous decision. It wasn't a submission, because he didn't, grappling wasn't his thing until, but nobody knew he was working behind the scenes either to get better at it. And boy, did he, takedowns, he was able to, get his back and everything. It was amazing. Of course, he did, looking at technique, there was a lot of technique there, but he also was able to, he also kind of powered through some of them, because that is a strong person to be lifting. Somebody like Gans is, I forgot his first name. What is his first name? Cyril Gans. Yeah, I believe Cyril Gans. So him and his camp trained for the wrong fighter, and there was a look of shock, and there was some silence there. Like they did not know that that Francis Ngannou was gonna hit the ground with them and get get down and get on that level with them. They did not know. Gans had some ground game, but they mixed with his power and a ground game. That man is more than likely going to be unbeatable for a very long time. Because most people they fight him scared because of his power, and stand up, and then they've got somebody who could pick him apart. And now the only person I've ever seen beat Francis Ngannou was Stipe Miocic. I don't know where he's from, but he's really good. I can't discredit him. The dude is he's solid all around. It doesn't matter. So he was the one that beat Francis Ngannou. I'm not sure if it was. I believe it was once, and the second time Ngannou stuck to striking and won with knockout. But this fight in particular, this was the first fight I ever seen him grapple in and actually be successful. So people talked a lot of noise about him not being good on the ground, but I'm like, yeah, but what if he does get good on the ground? What if he does decide to work on a ground game? It's just like, and then he learned to swim, and he was a whole shark in the ring. So I'm proud of the brother for that, really, because he could easily sit up and get better with his striking, and you know, end a lot of careers with just his striking alone. But he decided, hey, I'm gonna work, keep an open mind and work on my ground game. You know, I'm not gonna sit up here and get in my pride and ego and say, hey, I'm just gonna be a striker because that's what I trust. You know, he went out there and, you know, took that leap of faith into the water. He swan dived into that, looks like. So yeah, I wanted to leave with that. Don't sit up and watch other people do their thing and then, you know, sit up, and your enemies will sit up and watch you do your thing and plot on you based on who they knew, you know, the fighter they knew. And that's how they learn to get at you, right? If they sit and watch you long enough. But if you're constantly evolving, constantly changing, you know, constantly thinking of how to improve yourself, constantly thinking of, you know, where, when, where, and the type of people you can get around to improve yourself, these people won't even be able to touch you, man. There won't be anything they could do about you, and you can elevate so high that they won't even have access to you anymore. Like, you have to be at a certain level to even get a title shot, you know, to even get the title shot. So just think about that. For them to get in the same ring with you to get a title shot, they have to be at a certain level when you hold that title. So remember that you hold the title. They are trying to get to you, and you just, you know, and they'll probably get knocked off by somebody who is nowhere close to your level, because they aren't anywhere close to the level. They have to fight people on their level. And, you know, you got to start from the bottom. So the people that are constantly watching you, they'll get knocked off by someone who isn't even, they're not even a factor yet. So I'll leave you with that. Life is too short to mind other people's business, so mind your own. And time is too precious for you to waste it not working on yourself. No matter how much they pay you for it, and if they're going to pay you for it, why not tell them how much you're worth? Peace.